I think there's never enough women empowerment events. You always need events like this to bring women together, to inspire, to educate, to motivate. And I feel like the best way of inspiring women is for women to hear from other women, which is what happened today. So get an example, just for women to know I'm not alone. I went through something and there's someone else who's come out of it. And obviously sharing ideas and just being in the midst of each other, I think, it's so important as well. So I think it's important to keep having these events just to inspire women, motivate women, bring other women out and be like, you know what, take a break from life, take a break from everything, come and let's, have fun together, motivate each other, and yeah, to be better as well in society.
First of all, how's everyone? Okay, how's everyone enjoying their day? Okay, nice. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about work-life balance. And as BC said, when she invited me, thank you so much, and she said I'll be speaking about work-life balance, I literally screamed. I said, hey, BC, me too, I'm still trying to figure this out, And she literally just said to me, like, let God minister through you. So today, I'm going to talk about work-life balance. So first of all, let's go into this quickly. Yeah, first of all, I just have a quick disclaimer. I'm not a professional. I didn't go to school to study this. I'm not a mental health, I'm not a mental health person. And I just wanted to put it out there. I'm a woman like you who has a lot on her plate and just trying to figure this thing we call life out. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to put it together, and I'm trying to be, I'm trying to have balance in my life. So today, I'm just going to speak to you from woman to woman, from how I achieve balance in my life and how we can help you as well. So my name is actually Wura, Musindi. That's my marital name. Wura Manola is my public figure name. So, how many years ago? 6 years ago, we were at Northumbria University in Newcastle. So honestly, it's so nostalgic to be back here. Honestly, like when we came up from the train station, I was like, wow, So in coupled to my degrees are in business. I'm an international events planner. I'm a wedding planner, so my company is Manola Luxe. I'm a wedding blogger, and my blogging company is Get Wedding Ready. I'm a YouTuber, where I talk about, how to plan your wedding and all of that, and that is Wura Manola as well. I'm a women and youth empowerment enthusiast. Like, I love everything that has to do with women empowerment. If I can help another woman, I feel satisfied. If I can offer assistance, or just give word of advice, I feel fulfilled. I'm an avid traveler. I'm a wife. I'm saying all these things in relation to what I'm going to talk about today. So I want this to be very interactive. In as much as everyone here is here watching me, I'm going to pick anyone at random, and I want you to talk to me. I'm going to ask you questions, what you think, and I want every one of you here to inspire each other. When you said these special things about you, you inspired even me. I heard some amazing things like giving back to Africa. That's amazing. And how many names you have? I've got about 5 names as well. So, so we can all inspire everyone today. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so work-life balance is a concept including, very right as well, it's a concept including the proper prioritization between work, so your career and your ambition, and balancing that with your lifestyle, so health, pleasure, leisure, and family. So let me let you in on something before I just go into it, and I'll make sure this is as quick as possible. So I plan events, as international events plan. I plan events around the world. Every now and then I'd have to plan events, rush travel, make the events happen in another country, rush back. So it can be quite stressful. I'm married, so I've got a husband at home, and I'm Nigerian, so obviously I have to attend to my wifely duties. And apart from that, I blog. So, I put up a YouTube video every now and then, and I'm slowly becoming a public figure. So every other weekend, I'm doing something, like here. So ever since I came back from my last event, I haven't had a weekend free. So around the time BC invited me to speak, everything came crashing down. So my manager called me. I had an event in London, a bridal brunch, that was so stressful, but it all came together, praise God. And after that, I felt proud. I told myself, I can achieve anything. But after that, my manager called me, and she's like, look, there are a couple of things that are slipping. Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done this? And I was like, oh, gosh, okay. I'll put myself together, I'll get it done. And then I went home, and that same day or that same night, my husband was like, you're always coming home at 8 or 9. I don't even see you anymore. Is this supposed to be normal for me? And in my mind, I'm like, oh, can you not understand that, I'm doing events? So I said, okay, I'll try and do better. And then my brother was in Nigeria at that time, and I called to Skype with my family. And my nephew literally, when he spoke to me, he literally, because I'm always priding myself that he knows who I am, but he literally just said, what are you going to buy for me? And that really hurt me because it just made me realize that he sees me at this auntie in London who's just sending gifts to him. He's still young, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't speak to me that much. And every time he speaks to me, I always say, what do you want? And then my brother mentioned something. Oh, you don't call your mom. Oh, you're doing your events, big woman. So everything came crashing down, and I actually was in tears. And I was like, you know what? I need balance. I'm trying to do my job. I'm trying to do my side hustle. I'm trying to be a wife. I'm trying to be a daughter. But, everyone is just telling me I'm not doing enough. And I decided to sit down and, create a plan, to make sure that every part of my life, is going the way I want it to go. Okay, so let's get straight into it, guys. I know I've said that a couple of times. So just a couple of facts, just to let you know how important this is. A quarter of the UK professionals are unhappy with their work-life balance. That's by the Independents. And out of this quarter of the UK professionals, those aged 25 to 34 are unhappiest with their work-life balance. It gets more interesting. More than 5 million Britons put in regular unpaid overtime to tune 7.7 hours a week or more. And this is, staying late in the office, logging back when you go home. There are people who do that, And then the pressure of this increasing, demanding work in the culture is the biggest and most pressing challenge in the mental health of the general population. The other one here is 1 in 6 of us will experience a mental health, now portion. 1 in 6 of us, or 1 in 6 of, people will experience a mental health problem in any given week. A majority of Britons have experienced some kind of mental health problem. And then the last one I have today is 1,200 people were surveyed in 2016, last year, and 25% said that poor work-life balance is one of the biggest causes of stress. So it's so important for you to get your work, your life, and everything to be balanced out. All right, so I've broken this down in 3 stages, and they're going to be really quick stages. So when BC told me, you're going to be talking about work-life balance, I said, let me go back to the basics, and start with life, because everything starts with life. So I've just got a scripture here from Jeremiah 29:11. It says, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. When you think about life, you think about so much. There's hope and there's future. So I just want to remind you that, God has plans to prosper every single person in this room. Every single one. You might look at the news. What's happening in Puerto Rico is devastating. What's happening with the hurricanes is devastating. There's so much going on in the world, but God has planned for everyone. So never lose hope. Don't think, oh gosh, the world is ending. That's the end. I'm not doing anything again. Always have hope. That everything will get better. So now, dictionary. Life is literally the significance or living or existence. So why are we alive? Okay. So for me, there are a couple of verbs that I put down here. When I think of life, I think of breathing. I think of being awake, or in the terms we're using, terminology is woke. Do you agree with me when I say that you can be alive, but you might not be living? There's so many people that are alive, and they're not living. And again, there's another, is it idiom? I don't know if it's African, that says that a dog that is alive is better than a dead lion. Very powerful. Another thing I think about with life is being present. There's so many people that live in the past. You can't move forward if you're living in the past. You're not living in the present. You're not living. You're literally playing a scripture that has happened. Dreaming. I'm a huge believer in dreaming. You should always dream. And when I mean dream, I don't mean sleep, dream. Oh, you dreamt of fairies and you wake up. I mean, no, this time next year, I want to have this amount of money. I want to have this amount of relationships, connections. I want to see this place. I want to travel to this place. I want to have this new business. Those are the kind of dreams I'm talking about. Dreams that when you wake up, you're pursuing them. I think of working when I think of life because, we're here, we're working. I think of pursuing. I feel like there's something each and every one of us in this room are pursuing at this present moment in time. And the next thing when you think about life, I think you touched on that, Maiwa, is purpose. What is your purpose? Your purpose is the reason for which you are created. Why are you here on earth? Obviously, we're all Christians. at the end of the day, it centers and goes back to God. Everything starts and ends with him. But on this earth, God has given every single one of us talents, gifts to achieve our purpose. And then BBC report says that there is more meaning in your life once you know your purpose. Do you guys agree? Once you know what you're here on earth to do, you have more meaning in your life. And then it goes on to say that a sense of purpose adds years to someone's life. That's actually a real statistic. And then I'm just going to read out a couple of findings. The consequence of not finding your purpose include chronic lingering dissatisfaction, an absence of inner peace, a sense of not being fully aware and in sync with your inner self. Another one goes on to say you have to find your purpose. What are you good at? So I just hope you realize what I'm doing here. Every single one of us in this room have strengths. We're good at something. There's no one on this earth, I personally feel, that is not good at something. It's just that they've not found it. If you ask someone what are you good at, and they're like, I don't know. They've not found it. You're good at something. So how do you find your purpose? All of us here, I guess we're all above 21, 22, 23. So how old are you? Whew, okay. You're blessed. Okay, we're all above 16. So I'm guessing everyone is at the stage in their life, including yourself, because obviously you're at university, where you're starting to understand your purpose, where you're starting to understand or college, where you're starting to understand your calling, why you're on this earth. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about life, and again, I'll make this quickly. To find out your purpose, you need to find out what are you good at. What makes you happy? What makes you feel fulfilled? And I was telling you last night, because obviously I was practicing with Mumba, you find out that what your strengths are, sometimes they don't make you happy. You could be a very good accountant, a very good lawyer, a very good singer, Singing always makes people happy. But, it does. But it might not necessarily make you happy. And I'll get on to that when I talk about work. I'll go through this as quick as possible. Find out what your interests and passions are. And also, what I want to invite everyone to do is, BC has given us lovely, as you can see from social media, I've scribbled down a lot of things. I want you to write, as I'm talking, and I want you to picture your life in 40 years. Picture your life in 40 years. How do you picture it? What are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you in that picture? What do you have? So I want you to just quickly, I'm not going to stop, I'm going to carry on, but I just want you to write this down. Where do you see yourself in 40 years? And I have another lovely passage here that I love, Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Absolutely very powerful. And the next one is, what does a fulfilled life look like to you? Again, ponder on this. I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide. What does a fulfilled life look like to you? In fact, let's make it interactive. So who here feels like, and there's no right or wrong, so I'll put up my hand as well. Who here feels like having money adds to having a fulfilled life? No, it's yeah, it doesn't mean, yeah, okay. Who here feels like having the career of your dreams, being the head of, whatever you're going for, having that amazing career adds to, fulfillment in your life? Okay? Who here feels like happiness, genuinely happiness, Great. Family. Is family one of the film? I love it. I love how more hands are coming up. I put this one here because we're all women, but it's so true. But I put a man. Everyone wants, God put us on this earth, to be compatible, man and woman, to marry. But again, this is something I'll come to. Who here feels like having a man, is fulfilling? I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, who here feels like having possessions? It could be a car, it could be a nice house. I love you. Honesty. Honesty. Yes. Who here, and I know you put up your hand as well, who here traveling the world, seeing different places, experiencing new things, experiencing new cultures? Okay, I love that. And last but not least, when I was doing my presentation, I did this at work at 9 p.m., by the way. One of my colleagues was just adding to it, just getting inspiration from another woman. And she said, add this one. And I thought, what, I've never thought of this. Who here feels like helping your community gives you a sense of fulfillment? I love that. I love that. And do you know what that takes us to right now? Work. Maya, let me know what time I'm on. And I've got a lovely scripture here. as well. So Proverbs 16:3, and this is from the New International Version. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. As I said in the beginning, it all starts and ends with him. Whatever, snap, snap. Whatever, whatever you do in this life, it has to start with God. Honestly, I have a wall where I write my dreams. I put like paper on the wall, and I literally write my dreams, and on every single paper there's a prayer. I can do all things through Christ strengthens me. You know, everything, I put everything, you know, the Lord is my rock. You know, I pray on that paper, and there are many dreams, like I want to reach this amount of subscribers, I want to have this amount of money, I want to travel this amount of world, I want my family to be with me, you know, I have dreams, but I always put prayers with it. Because without God, literally, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, so I'm going to move on really quickly. Moving on to work. So quickly, I'm just going to read a couple of research I found here. A calling, and when we talk about work, I've talked about life, I've talked about purpose, and I'm just really going to talk about calling really quickly. A calling is passionate and compulsive. So for anyone here who doesn't know their purpose, I'm speaking to you on how to achieve your purpose. So a calling is passionate and compulsive. It starts with an inkling, then swells into a mandate that you cannot shake. There's something in us that every day, for example, you might be an accountant, but every day you're getting up at 5 a.m. to bake cakes. You just cannot stop doing it, you know? You bake cakes, you try to... Or, you know, you work in the city, you know, maybe you're an investment banker. You know, for example, my husband works in a bank, and one of his colleagues that was having a good pay, she works in the bank as well, she changed to be a yoga teacher. Last year, she became a yoga teacher. Another one of them left the big bank, left the bank as well, and became a chef. She had to start again, accompanying people. Can I cook for this show? Can I cook for this show? Someone who had an amazing job, money coming in from top bank. So it just shows you that sometimes, you know, you cannot, you know, neglect your calling. Because your calling is ultimately what will make you happy, what will make you fulfilled, what your purpose is set to be on this earth. A calling isn't an easy path, and that's something else I want to let you guys know from everything we talk about today. You know, all the teaching from social media, from work-life balance as well, and renewing your mind. Everything is not going to be easy. Which is why most of us, and again, calling is not easy because which is why a lot of us don't know what our calling is. We fear the struggle, foolishness, risk, and unknown. And that's why we don't, you know, pursue our callings. But I want to encourage someone today. I'm not saying leave your job. I'm not saying leave your job and travel the world, you know, because Wura says, you know, that will make me happy. Some people do that. I'm not saying that. But I want to dig deep into everyone here. I'm a creative, and I'm a strong believer that in as much as we've come to this world, that everyone says go to school, get a career, make money, and then, you know, keep giving money to the same person that owns a company that's going to travel. You said that CEOs travel 7 out of 9 times, and that just struck a chord in me saying I'm working for someone who is riding a Bentley, doing all the things that, you know, I would like to do. I just want to encourage every one of you here. It might not even be for money, but just for fulfillment. Please, whatever it is in your heart that God has called you to do, if it's singing, if it's baking, you know, if it's traveling the world, if it's ministering, you know, even if in your church, if you're shy, but you really want to minister, start with a group of young women like this. Whatever it is, please do not neglect it. The last thing you want to do is look back at your life and say, why didn't I do this? That is the last thing you want to do. And while I just leave work and go to balance real quickly, women need to work harder. So all these things I'm saying here, I just want to let you know that as women, we have to work harder. Do you know why? Because there's still a glass ceiling for women. There's still a glass ceiling for women. I work, the events I do is telecommunications, and the speakers, I'm telling you, when I see a female speaker, I'm shouting. I'm honestly jubilating. It's all men. When I go for my events, it's all men. When I say woman register, I'm like, wow. Do you get what I'm saying? It's still, a lot of industries are still male-dominated, you know? So we need to make sure, we need to work harder, we need to prove ourselves. Apart from that, we have, you know, we hold the babies, we give birth, we go through maternity. There's paternity, but it's just 2 weeks. You know? It's true. We go to maternity. You know, I know some men are very active in the house, they change the diapers, and some men are not. So we carry all of that. And let me tell you that when you're going through this thing called life, you're working, you have a side hustle, you want to bake cakes. I'm using your example, but I love your Oreo cake. You know, you want to bake cakes, you know, then you have a child. And then your husband is not doing much and you're doing the child, but you need to go back to work, but you still need to bake your cakes. It can make anyone go crazy. honestly. And that's what takes me to balance. And the first thing I want to, before I go to balance, is I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. I love that. That's what I say to myself all the time. So for balance, I'm going to read this phrase by Thomas Kincaid. And he says, balance, peace, and joy are the fruits to a successful life. It starts with recognizing your talents, which we've spoken about, and finding ways to serve others by using them. This was a realization when I started listening to podcasts and reading books. What? So this was a realization. So I've always said I'm a creative. I want to do this. I love, speaking to people. I love encouraging people. But there's something that, when I go to church and when I speak to men of God, there's this thing that is always coming back of serving, being a shepherd. And I feel like a lot of us don't understand what that means. I look at it here. If you own a company, you're not going to sit in your Bentley at home. You're going to come. My CEO stays in the office right next to us. When we're on site in events, she's pushing trolleys with us. People don't realize that you need to lead. You should be able to serve your employees, serve people. Everything that's happening in the world, what are we doing to help the community? How are we going out to give supplies? You need to be able to, serve others. And there's a sense of fulfillment. I don't care who it is. I don't care what you do. When you help someone, there's a sense of fulfillment. When you are able to offer help to someone. It doesn't have to be the whole world, but once you can say, I helped that person, you feel fulfilled in yourself. So the last part of this is balance. Balance is an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright or steady. What we spoke about, this life that we came to do, guys, is not a joke. There's a lot of work. BC, I know running an event is not easy, but how much work did you do to get this today? It's not easy. BC has 3 beautiful children, and she has her own full-time job. Sorry. And a business. and a business. Even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright or steady. This is not easy to attain. And let me recall something that I said in the beginning, statistics. 25 to 34 feel like their work-life balance is poor. It just goes to show you that the older you are, you start to understand this thing called balance. It takes time. So even when you leave here today, I don't expect you to get up and say, right, tomorrow I'm going to do the affirmations, that, I'm going to do the affirmations, tomorrow I'm going to, the lovely poem that Kemi wrote, you remember things, rhythmic, what? Yes, I'm a rhythmic masterpiece. Obviously, say that to yourself every morning. But, I don't expect you to just move like that. It's steady. And there's something people always say for people, especially people who lose weight. Steady, when you lose weight steadily, is better than fast. Because when you lose weight fast, you get it all back. So the same thing with balance and the same thing with achieving something in your life that is impactful. You have to go at a pace. There's something in social media that everyone is always saying, stay in your lane. It all goes back to that as well. Again, balance here is important for our physical and mental well-being, relationships, career, friendship, and spiritual. There's something my manager told me, and she said that, Wura, you need to be able to be happy, because she's our head of operations and events. And she told me that to be able to be happy, or have some sense of just be yourself, you should be able to see 3 friends every week. No one has ever told me anything like that. And she said she read this somewhere, for you to reach a level of happiness, apart from everything else that's going on in your life, you should be able to see 3 different friends every week. And please, when I say 3 different friends, you know who your friends are. I don't mean someone that is going to put you down. I don't mean bad company. I mean your genuine friends. There's just something about being amongst people who care about you, who want to see you grow, who want to take you to that next level, and people that are doing similar things that you're doing. Try, even if it's not 3 might be a large number, but every week, please, apart from families, apart from loved ones, try and connect with a friend. Life is too short. There's so many RIPs I'm seeing everywhere. Try and connect with a friend. If it's this week, connect with Kemi. If it's next week, connect with, Tunde. If it's the other week, connect with Chioma. Try and connect with someone every week. And now, without balance, you feel overwhelmed, you feel helpless, lost, and crowded. Set time out to wind down, to breathe, to give yourself a break. I'll tell you from personal experience, the things I was juggling this summer. I was juggling my own event, Summer Bridal Brunch in London. I was juggling one of my events in Uganda, which was welcoming 450 people. I was juggling trying to make sure that there's food in my house as well and my husband is not starving. I was trying to juggle the fact that I'm trying to make sure I call my mom and my mother-in-law as well every week. I was juggling the fact that I'm putting YouTube videos out there. At some point, it gets so crowded. You feel helpless. You feel so lost. I know there's so many things you guys here are juggling at the same time, but one thing I want to invite you to do is set time to wind down. It's so important. An example I'll give you is effective time management. Plan your day. Plan your week. Plan your month. Plan your year. There was a podcast I was listening to, I can't remember which CEO, which company, but he literally said that people who have resolutions are more likely to succeed. So people are saying, oh, New Year's resolution, why do you do it? You're not going to do it. After the second month, it's not going to go. Still do it. Because what she said earlier on, when you affirm something in your mind, this year I'm going to work harder. This year I'm going to get closer to God. This year I'm going to lose weight. This year I'm going to get a better job. When you put these things, they're always going to be at the back of your mind. And one thing I want to invite you to do as well is to write things down. I love the fact that you have your affirmations. It's so important so that you can go back and read it. I have a little book that writes all my ideas, all my prayers, everything. It's so important. I know we're in digital age, but there's just something about writing something down. You remember the stroke of how you wrote it, where you wrote it, what space you were in. Just quickly, time management is key to obviously balanced life, as I said. Maintaining. Now, we talk about having balance, how you can achieve balance. You know, the steps to take. Maintaining it is going to be hard, but it's so doable. You know, people say that losing weight is the easy part. From someone who goes up and down, I know how to lose weight. I studied booked in it. Losing weight literally is the easiest thing. Maintaining that weight is hard. And it's the same thing with balance. You can be like, right, you know, I'm listening to this podcast. I'm going to work. Everything is fine. Month 1, month 2, everything will just come crashing down again. And do you get what I'm saying? Once you have those time schedules, you know, I have to check this off. You know, once you have dreams that you've written down, you know, I have to achieve this dream. These things keep you on track. So it's so important for you to maintain balance by managing your time, creating a schedule, sticking to it, work and personal. And what I'm just going to end with literally is just a meditation. So quotes to live by that I just want to encourage you guys. Do not let anyone tell you you can't achieve your dreams, not even your parents. You can do anything that you set your mind to. You are responsible. This is something I just realized 2 weeks ago. I've always known this in the back of my mind, but I said it out to myself on my way home. Because I think I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to someone on YouTube, actually. You are responsible for your own happiness. This was so profound to me. Because I'm the last born. So obviously, every day my dad used to make me happy. He would bring chocolate. So every day I was expecting that happiness to come from someone. Even till I grew older, he was the one making me happy, just his presence. And I lost my dad in 2011, so obviously that took a toll on me. And I met my boyfriend, now my husband, and for years I put that, not burden, but I expected to get that happiness from him. And that's why when you don't receive it, you're like, okay, I know I'm not comparing it to my dad, but it makes it really hard. And I just realized this year I'll be real with you, when you get married, you fight. So I'm not going to come here and act like I don't. You have differences, you're two people you fight. Marriage is not easy. But one thing that I just realized is you are responsible for your own happiness. Please don't look to Instagram likes. Please don't look to your parents. Don't look to your boyfriend. Don't look to your teacher. Don't look to your pastor. Your pastor has his own responsibilities. You are responsible for keeping that smile on your face. And please, guys, remember that happiness is a state of mind. Don't think when I get that money, I'll be happy. When I lose that weight, when I get 500 Instagram likes, when I look like this person, when I get that Gucci bag. I'm telling you, happiness is a state of mind. You can do anything as long as you put your mind to it. Change impossible to I am possible. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And then you said that one. This one is my favorite. You are you, and that is your power. Let me tell you, there are many people who are baking cupcakes, but no one will do it like you. There are many, honestly, there are many people who take on projects and, get people together, but no one will do it like you. There are many people, what? Oh, you are you and no one, and that is your power. There's so many lawyers in here, but no one is going to close a case like you're going to close it. Honestly, guys, whatever you're going to do, people have done it. Do you want to start selling hair? It's saturated. Do you want to start doing makeup on YouTube? It's everywhere. Whatever you want to do, it's been done. Whatever you're thinking of doing, and this is something for people who have plans, whatever you're thinking of doing, think about it like this. 10,000 more or millions of people are thinking about the same idea I'm thinking about. But what will set me apart from them? That's me. No one will deliver this like I will. People will tell you, oh, it's saturated. Everyone is doing it. Don't do it. That's a lie. You do it. You find a niche. you would make it work. That is your power. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. No one is you. Very quickly, consistency is key. Be disciplined. And the last thing I just want to do, sorry, Maya, is just a quick meditation. I know you can't see this, but I just want you to write down. So in the beginning, you wrote down where you see your life in 40 years. This time, I want you to write down some affirmations today. So I've written down I am. So if you can please write down I am right now. And then on the next line, I have. Yeah? And then on the next line, I will. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to throw a couple of words and phrases to you, and I want you to match it, okay? And we're all just going to shout out, what we're going to affirm. So first of all is strong. Succeed. A vision. Me. Fearfully and wonderfully made. Tools and resources. Determined. Good. Be patient. I will be patient. Yeah, I am patient. Yeah. Fearless. A plan. Pray. God. Be consistent. Motivation. Because it's always not going to be easy, persevere. Able. Last but not least, have balance. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Audio Jungle.